Hello, Americans. Other friends, subscribers around the world. Hey, man. So this morning, it's early, I don't know, 5:30 or something like that. And we're getting ready to head down. I gotta go get tires. Let me tell you what, that ain't cheap. I think a couple days ago, sorry, I turned that light off. A couple days ago, did a video and stuff about that. But it goes right along with everything else, man. Nothing is cheap anymore. You know, this morning I ended up getting up early. I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning, man, wide awake. So I've been up. It's actually the last 3 days, man. So I guess 3 a.m., which is the middle of the night. It's my new time of getting up. Anyway, got up, you know, just watching YouTube stuff and everything going on. And one video, and I haven't dug into it or whatever, but one thing I was watching, they were talking about, you know, they made it illegal. This, you know, I don't know. You can't believe nothing you freaking hear. But making it illegal to live in your car or your vehicles or something like that. What? You know? All right, so now it's illegal to be homeless? Man, what? I watched one, man, just about the billionaires, and then Musk is going to be the first trillionaire ever. Frickin' money people, man. They're destroying the world, doing whatever they want, man. It is their playground, and they think they own and run everything. So, man. Anyway, man, I was all over the spectrum with stuff this morning, and I think I'll just share some of it with you. Just prepare, man. Get prepared. I don't know what's coming, but something's coming.
Fellow Americans, if you're American, or United States, you're from the United States, are you doing anything right now to kind of like, not doomsday prep, but like prep for in case something happens and we need like extra food, extra water? Every time I go to the store, I'm like, what should I be buying? Should I be getting extra canned foods? I got some some water jugs today. I don't know. I feel like things are going to impact us by just watching the world. And I know this is going to have a huge impact on everywhere, like with the oils. I'm not going to get to it. If you're watching the news, you know it's happening. But what are you doing to prepare? Are you doing anything? Are you just winging it? Are you just... I don't have, probably like most people, I don't have a ton of, just extra money laying around to just go ham. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know what I need to be doing or buying or getting, and I don't want to panic, and I don't want to buy too much and put us in an awkward position where we don't have the money for bills. But at the same time, I'm like, should I be getting, what are you doing to prepare? Are you doing anything? Are you just winging it and hoping for the best? I don't know. I'm asking because I don't know what to do, and I don't think anybody in my immediate life is talking about it or doing anything either. And so no. I just feel like, am I the paranoid one that's overreacting, or is everybody else underreacting?
I don't know if everybody is paying attention, but times are getting really hard. I've had a lot of friends that had good jobs for years being laid off. I've had people hit me up and asking to use me as recommendations and referrals and seeing if I could put them on things. And I'm just paying attention to the climate out here, and it's getting pretty rocky. I've also had numerous friends tell me how hard it is to get a job right now. It's a lot of interviews. People are going through the interview process and going to 2, 3, 4 rounds of interviewing and still not getting called back. I know people that's putting in 30, 40 applications a day, and they've been doing that for over 30 days. Still not getting anything substantial called back. So I'm like, I don't know if everybody's aware of how bad things are and how bad things are going to get. a storm is coming, and some people have already felt it, but it's nothing like what it's going to feel like when it really hits.
Times is coming to United States, and the reason I know that is because I used to be full to the brim of my van, and we're slowing down. The reason we're slowing down because those ships that are, because of the war, on average they travel about 10 knots, which is like riding a bike. So all the ships right now currently at sea, they left before the war. It means once they get here, there's nothing coming after them. By the time this war ends, by the time everything opens up, it's going to be a very, very long time. And it's not an overnight thing. So that means the shelves will be empty. Whatever we have left, that's what you guys left, and shortage will probably come. And they don't talk about this on TV, but let me tell you something. I have noticed a significant slowage in our volume of how much packages we're delivering. So it's definitely coming. So if I were you, I would stock up, save up. I'd have like actual cash on hand, because they can easily turn off the ATM, the bank, or limit how much money you're going to be able to pull. And it's going to be an overnight thing. Think about it. A war doesn't need to come to the United States. So all they got to do is basically close access between the states, and boom. The panic buyers will hit the stores. They'll clean out probably the toilet. Paper is going to go first. But, yeah. So stock up, have a savings. I'm not trying to panic or, scare anybody, but, be smart about it, because the slowdown, it's already here. I'm already half empty. So, give it a little bit more time, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully, I'm completely wrong, but I doubt it.
Okay, so I don't make statements like this, and I don't tell my dreams, and I don't even like to talk, but I really feel like it's on my heart to warn the people of God. I had a dream the other night, and in this dream I opened my pantry and I said to my mom, I said, if they attack our grids and our power goes off, do we have enough food to survive? And I remember the house being dark, and I'm on my way to work. I literally just pulled over to make this video. And I remember looking for canned goods in my pantry, and there was none. And if this crosses your timeline, I just want you to let you know that God is saying prepare for your lights to be off, prepare for a shortage of food. So you've been warned, guys.
When it comes to deciding what to prepare for, there's kind of three things, because it really should be different for everyone. You should be prepping kind of based on what affects your life, and that's number one, is what is most likely to affect you, what is most likely that you think will happen. And so you should always be prepping in reality, prepping for things that are more likely to happen based on your life and what you have going on. Number two is don't prep necessarily out of fear. So when you're watching like TikToks, YouTube, any type of social media, and people are saying the sky is falling, everything is collapsing, just remember, while things might not be great, scaring people gets views, which makes them money, and they have outside motivation to basically terrify you into buying their products or buying things that they get commission on. And number three, when you start thinking about all the things you can prepare for, that can be overwhelming in its own capacity, because there literally is so much. But don't stress it too much, because if you are, preparing for, let's say, the zombie apocalypse, so you have food stocked, you have water stocked, you have all these supplies, but then there's no zombies, but you end up getting laid off, and it takes you 8 months to find a job, those zombie apocalypse supplies are still going to be useful, and you just want to be spending your money on things that makes the most sense. What do I think we should all be preparing for right now? I laugh, not because it's funny, but just because that is such a loaded question. There's just so much going on right now. But I think the easiest way to try and figure out how to prepare is think about how expensive your groceries are. Think about how expensive your bills are, your electric, your basic hygiene, your doctor's appointments, and imagine that doubling, worst case scenario, maybe tripling, but just basically getting more expensive. And how can you make your life easier to where you can weather that, meaning that you can still afford things? So maybe if you have a little bit of money right now, you have, extras in your paycheck, should you be stocking up on your basic necessities so that you have a little bit of a stockpile? Or maybe if you don't have the extra money to do that right now, maybe you start focusing on cutting expenses, having a garage sale, selling things that you don't need to get an emergency fund, basically trying to create a financial safety net as much as you can. Maybe you do both. Rather than thinking about, specific things, is think about your personal situation. If things were to get even more expensive than they are now, how can you counteract that? Can you grow some of your own food? Can you, like I said, do all the other things? And think about it that way.
Let's say worst case scenario, instability actually unfolds. Retaliation through proxies, oil distribution, global tension rising. What should regular people in America realistically prepare for? Don't panic, just prepare. And this is what I mean by that. First, it's going to be a lot of economic pressure. If oil supply gets disrupted in the Persian Gulf, prices going to go up. We already know that. Gas prices, shipping, groceries, airfare, all that. So preparation actually looks like building up a cash buffer if you can, reducing unnecessary debt exposure, and just try not to overextend yourself assuming stability. Wars don't always hit with bombs over here, but they hit our prices every time. We're going to have to prepare for cyber attacks. Modern retaliation isn't just missile, it's about cyber attacks on infrastructure. Pipelines, hospital, banking systems. The U.S. has dealt with this kind of stuff before, so we got to be prepared for it. So strengthen your passwords, use two-factor authentication, be cautious with scams, especially ones tied to warhead.
I don't know who's out here living the American dream, but I can tell you one person who isn't, and that's me. I have 4 kids, and I'm working 3 jobs, and I'm still struggling. My full-time job, I'm a 911 dispatcher. My other 2 jobs, a waitress. The American dream should not be this hard. I should not have to be working my life away, being away from my kids. Sometimes I have to pick. Am I going to pay my electric bill, or am I going to buy groceries? Because my kids need to eat. This is not the American dream. I'm so tired of struggling. So many people are going to work, working multiple jobs just to pay for a house to sleep in, just to put their head down at night. This is not the American dream, not my American dream. That's why I started posting here on TikTok. So hopefully I can slow down some so I can spend time with my kids. Life shouldn't be this hard. I know one person that's making 6 figures and they're still struggling. Why's it gotta be so hard?
Alright, man, so that was just a few little clips of, well, I think we're all about to lose our minds, or at least some of us are. It's man, I only put a few in there, but watched a lot more videos than I actually put all the clips in, man. I had clips and clips and clips, and man, just I don't know what's coming, but something's got to give. Sooner something has to happen. I mean, it is. I've heard and all this stuff, and I ain't saying it's the end of days. I'm just saying something. Maybe it is. Something is gonna happen. Something's got to happen. With food prices and all that, and then now, the last thing that I was watching or hearing. Now the war with Iran is supposed to be over or something. Is that true? You can't believe nothing you see, with the AI, just all of it. The AI, man, they can make it and you think that you're actually watching the president or somebody live, and it's not even them, so I don't know. It's crazy, scary times. And personally, I think, man, stock up water, stock up food. The grid gonna go down. Why are the billionaires building all these bomb shelters. You know, what do they know that we don't know? You know, something. And the best thing you can do is be prepared for it. You know, I've been, you know, prepared, well, pretty much for all my life just because I was a poor kid, man. So I was always preparing when, you know, next week when I wouldn't have the money for that bag of oatmeal, or, you know, we'd always buy oatmeal in 25-pound bags when the kids were small. You know, lived in a motorhome, and, you know, I've went into all that before, but, you know, something's coming. Something is, I don't know what. You know, maybe I'm just a tinfoil hat wearing hillbilly, man. The more I listen to and watch, and, you know, the one on there was talking, you know, about, you know, fear mongering and get people to buy crap, man. I ain't trying to sell you nothing. I'm just trying to help you, you know, put up some food and water just in case, to protect your own hindquarters. You know, as it turns out, food and water might not do you no dang good. It depends on what happens, I reckon. So y'all be careful out there in this crazy world. I think that I'm just going to say the heck with it, and I'm going to go fishing. You know, I ain't going to stop living, you know, and enjoying my grandkids and my kids and life. You know, I'm going to enjoy it a little bit more every day. You can eat all you get in your box? All right, man. Great kids, man. They're great. But, what was I say? You know, that's what life's about right there. You know, watching the grandkids. I gave him a magnet. Peyton, he's got the magnet, and then the Kaylee or Sissy and TNT are running around there all picking up treasures, man. Rusty gold. You know, but that's what life is about. You know, going fishing tomorrow with my kids and grandkids. That's what life is about. You get out, make sure you enjoy some life too. You know, some of them folks, that one gal, man, just breaks my heart, working 3 jobs, you know, 3 jobs and working all the time, not getting to spend no time with her kids, and, you know, hopefully that she's got family that's watching them for a reasonable price, because daycare, man, it was expensive back. Yeah, it's been expensive for a long time, and now it's just nuts. I can't say enough. Man, I could just sit here and go on this video forever about everything that's going on. Put up food and water. I'm telling you, man, stock up food and water. You know, if nothing else, man, it might save you some grocery money in a month. Watch your top knot. Good Lord willing. And them creeks don't rise. We'll be back again tomorrow. See ya.